everyone! What is that intro? I grew embarrassed of my hi everyone! I don't know why, I just... Average Joe reads, interrupting my filming time. Anything for a shout out, Joe? Channel in the description. Genuinely though, go check him out, he's great. Yeah, I gave up on that cheesy ass intro because it embarrassed me and now I don't have an intro, so you got whatever that was. I have been in a weird funk lately. I've like not wanted to, like I've wanted to film, I just didn't know what to film and I didn't want to film shitty content, but like if I don't have content, people won't be here and stick around, you know what I mean? Like you want to grow your channel but you don't want to put things, oh it's a complex thing this booktubing, like honestly it's a struggle. So what better things to do than when you don't know what to do than a book tag. I've literally spent like an hour going through the thousands of tags I've been tagged in and haven't done yet and went, I don't know which one I want to do. So we're gonna stick with the salty theme and the tea. And we're gonna do the Unpopular Opinions book tag. Have I done this before? Good question. I can't remember my own content. Nope, I don't think I have. If I have, we're doing an updated version. In true emmanovella fashion, I wasn't tagged in this book tag because I have like 1,000 that I was tagged in, but I'm gonna do the one that I haven't been tagged in because that's how I roll. It's no secret, I don't read the most popular books. Like I do have popular books on my shelves, I have read some, but like I buy books in charity shops, therefore I have random ass books even I had never heard of before on my shelves and read. That being said, I do have some pretty unpopular opinions on things that I will no doubt forget the minute the question comes up. Question 1. A popular book or series that you didn't like. ACOTAR. Fucking ACOTAR. And before we even go further, right, I heard everyone and their fucking mother going on about how Akimav's so much better, it's the best book in the series, oh my god. Now I don't normally say I didn't like the first book, but sure, I'll continue on. But I did. I was like, you know what, I want to like this series. Maybe it's just because it's the first book and I usually prefer second books. Fuck no. Also, everyone was going on about how like raunchy and steamy it is and like all the sex scenes. Either I have different standards or I got like an abridged copy because I don't remember any steamy sex scenes or anything going on. So yeah, got rid of all 3 of those books because fuck that. As for popular book, because I know it's one or the other, but like I want a bit, I mean it is a series but still, The fucking Cruel Prince, dreadful, fucking hated that. A popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate but you love. Now I couldn't think about one for this when I first read through these questions, but now I'm thinking the Hazelwood. Everyone seemed to be like hyped for the Hazelwood and then they read it and they were like, ooh, it's so disappointing, and I read it expecting to be disappointed and I was like, holy shit, this is great. I don't know if it's because I don't read a lot of fantasy, I don't know if it's because it's more fairy tale than fantasy and people were getting a bit confused, I don't know, but I really liked it. I thought it was great. It also felt kind of magical realism at the start, and I think a lot of people just don't like magical realism because it doesn't explain the magic system, it just exists. And I like that. Like, I'm not about learning how magic works in these worlds, I'm just here for the magic happening, you know what I mean? So, question 3. A love triangle where the main character ended up with the person you did not want them to end up with, or an OTP that you don't like. As someone who does not care for relationships much, I'm not a big fan of romance in books. Like if I'm reading a romance book, then sure, I'm kind of down for it, it's expected. But like when you're reading like a fantasy or whatever and it just like comes out and you're like, why? I'm not here for that. So I don't really like any of them, but like there's none that I'm like, oh my god, that's so wrong. Like I can't think of any love well, I was team Taylor for Twilight, but sorry, Team Jacob, if we're gonna be actual characters. Still prefer Taylor Lautner. Harry Potter spoilers, is there such a thing? Harry and Ginny. What the fuck is up with that? Is it just me? Like, I'm totally fine with Ron and Hermione. I do see flaws, but like, I get it. But I just don't get the whole Harry and Ginny thing. I could see Harry and Luna before Harry and Ginny. I can see Drarry before Jari. Gary. Oh my god, their ship name's Gary. I ship it now. Question 4. I feel like I'm gonna lose my voice. Question 4. A book genre that you hardly reach for. So I could be like really obvious and be like westerns and sci-fi, but I'm gonna actually go with genre that I kind of enjoy, that I just don't pick up much, and that would be fantasy. I don't know what it is. I like fantasy, but there's like a very fine line. The minute it's super political and it's like this person's trying to like fight and become the ruler, or I don't even know, just political royalty, high fantasy, I'm like, nah. But like I still do like fantasy, but only some. I don't know, I'm still trying to like, this is the thing, like I haven't read enough of it, I think, to figure out my fantasy niche, but I don't want to keep reading different types of fantasy if I don't think I'm gonna like it, do you know what I mean? But I do enjoy some fantasy. Where is my voice going? Now is not the time. Question 5 is a popular or beloved character that you do not like. Rhysand, is that his name from ACOTAR? Everyone loves him, but I kind of like him. Tamlin, didn't like him, but like I don't think he's beloved. I don't know, like, I don't know, because there's none that are popular that I am like, yeah, they're just a shit character, like why do you exist? So I'm gonna say I'm quite lucky, and either I just don't harbour hatred towards fictional people except Tiffany and fucking Dimily, because she is a fucking witch. But yeah. Question 6 is a popular author that you can't seem to get into. So obviously Sarah J Maas, because I will never pick up Throne of Glass, and I didn't like, whatever. Cassandra Clare, I think I'm going to go with for this one. Now, I've read 4 of her books. I read the first 3 Mortal Instruments and the first Infernal Devices, and I wanted to keep reading them. Like, I enjoyed them for what they were. And then it got to the point where I think I bought Lady Midnight, and then they were like, hey, we're going to have this series coming out, and then there's going to be a spin-off with Magnus, and I was just like, you know what? There are way too many fucking books in this, like, chronicles. It's like, there's like a series that has another series, and then this series, and yeah, you can read them individually, but they all sort of connect, and it's just too much commitment. And like, I'm not about, like, one whole shelf was full of just Cassandra Clare books, and I was like, I am not here for that. So I've kept the Infernal Devices because I really like steampunk, and I'm getting rid of the rest of her books because I had like 13, and I was like, I'm never going to commit to 13 books in over 3 series, let alone the like 5 other series that are coming out. And I don't think she's that good. Like, okay, her world building is awesome, I'll give her that, but like, I just feel it's a sort of story that I've read 1,000 times, and I don't think there needed to be 6 books in the Shadowhunters. And I just could not give a fuck about who the fuck is this Emma chick coming for my name? Like, Emma whatever and Lady Midnight or whatever fucking series it is. There's too many. I can't cope with it. I wouldn't care so much, maybe, if she'd written something else, and like, you know, write what you're good at, and you know, girl, you're making bank, so like, you go for it. But it just kind of feels like there's one thing that she was successful with, and she's just like, boom, 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 let's get more. Yeah, she did like the Iron whatever with Holly Black, but Holly Black's another author I'm really struggling with. So like, if she writes something non-Shadowhunter, I'll give it a bash, but I'm done with Shadowhunters, really fucking done. Anything to do with demons, I don't care about unless it involves Sam and Dean Winchester. Question 7 is a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. This is so hard because I get it, everyone loves to bitch about a trope, but tropes exist because they work. It's how storytelling works. Like, you know, if you look, every single book has a trope in it somewhere, do you know what I mean? And like, one of the examples I give here is like The Lost Princess, and I get it, you're reading a book and then it's like, such and such is 17 and she lives in the middle of nowhere, and it so happens that the lost princess of the kingdom is the same age as her, and you're like, wow, she's the fucking lost princess. But like, are you really telling me you'd find the book where it's like, such and such is 17, her best friend lives in a forest, and she hasn't seen her in years, and oh look, her best friend's a lot, like, it doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? Like, it literally doesn't work. So, and I know that, like, The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, that was like the take on the Not the Chosen One, but like, it apparently didn't go very well. And like, it's a novelty, but you can't have every book being about the not chosen one. And you know, it's that sort of thing where like, if it's not a contemporary book dealing with the everyday, you kind of have to follow the extraordinary. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of annoying when you're like, I know what's gonna happen. But it's more about the journey. It's more about how they get there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I read a bunch of middle grade now. I've read one middle grade this year, but still. Do you know, like, the middle grades I've read, it's always like they go on an adventure and they have to save the world. And it's like, you read it knowing that they're going to succeed, but you still get excited. I still get the adrenaline rush where I'm like, oh, there's a monster and they're going to die. Like, you know, like, how many times do we rewatch, like, Harry Potter and shit, knowing what's gonna, like, I rewatch Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, right? And if you know, you know. I get to the end and I'm like, no, like, don't do it, just you go, no, don't do it. Like, it's still gonna happen, but we still get the enjoyment. Saying that, as I mentioned before, with me and love and romance, I'm a bit fed up of romance appearing out of nowhere. And that's not so much a trope, but like insta love, that's not even a trope though. It's just like a really annoying thing that happens when authors don't know how to develop relationships. Maybe it's me because I currently identify as asexual. Hi, I don't think I've told you guys. Woo, coming out. Like, I really don't give a fuck. Like, what does that change? Nothing. Literally just means I won't ever date any of you in case you had the slightest inclination that was going to happen. Basically, point, what am I talking about? I have never turned the corner and been like, he's so beautiful, I have to marry him. Like, never. I have never heard of that. Like, okay, some people are like, love at first sight, but like, not here for it. Not here for relationships coming out of nowhere in books. Not here for not knowing a relationship is gonna occur within a book. So like, you know, if a book's intention is to be like, hey, look at this relationship, by all means, here for it. But like, if I'm reading a book about these two teenagers who have to team up to save the world, or the world's gonna end if these two don't like work together, and then it's like 10 chapters of like fucking angst and sexual tension, I'm like, for fuck's sake. Do you know, like, the world is about to blow up, put your dick in your pants and get the fuck on with it. Like, question 8 is a popular book or series, well, it says series, but I'm going with book or series because why not, that you have no interest in reading. So, continuing the Cruel Prince, Throne of Glass, the entire of the fucking Shadowhunters saga, most series, most fantasy series. I love that's it, that's my niche. A fantasy standalone, here for it. The minute it's like 3 books, I'm like, fuck that. It's too much effort. So many. I was gonna say Divergent, and I did like unhaul Divergent, but then where I look at it sitting on my floor waiting to disappear out of my life, I'm like, kinda wanna read that. I don't know, because it's more dystopian and I quite like a dystopian. This is not the question. Question 9. The saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer more than the book? To All the Boys I Loved Before. I liked the book, tried to read the second book, got 2 chapters in, DNF'd it, getting rid of this trilogy, don't care about it. But the book, the movie, if I get it right, the movie, I really like the movie. Anna Cathcart is an absolute gem. I love her. Her kitty is just amazing. Like, I was mad that they aged her up, but because it's Anna Cathcart, like when I saw her playing it, I was like, okay, I'm not mad anymore for that casting decision. And that is all of the questions. I was like, what is that word? Totally hope that this offended all of you, because clearly my intention with these unpopular opinions is to piss people off. That's sarcasm for those of you who aren't fluent like me. Let me guys know. I can't talk. Let me know guys, I don't even know what I was trying to say. Let me know if you agree with any of my unpopular opinions. Are my unpopular opinions actually quite popular? I feel like the last one is fairly popular. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!